Man, this is so exciting. I have a new camera. I'm leaving my 20s in a couple days, but may I present the DCS Pro 14N with working flash, which I will not charge because I'm afraid the battery will die. Actually, you know what? I don't know if there's any phantom drain in this thing. I'm just taking this new old stock battery out for the time being. You know, it's in good shape. It's got everything on it here. No ports missing. All the controls work. Everything's there. You know, you can tell this thing was definitely adapted from a film camera. Oh yeah, this grip is not enough for like any human's fingers. Like this is arguably one of the worst grips ever for this way. This way, you know, it's actually really comfy because this fits real nice. And this is based off of the Nikon F80 body, if I recall. So, I mean, if the Nikon F80 ever had a vertical grip that was like this, I mean, you'll know what I'm talking about. I don't know any Nikon bodies. This is my first experience with F-mount. This is also my first experience with righty-loosey, lefty-tighty for putting lenses on and off. I hate it. Coming from Canon, Pentax, Minolta, everything. I thought I had to deal with a lot already when some brands would have minimum focus to one side and then infinity on the other side. And then it's like switching around and shit. And this is, you know, not only does the lens mount backwards and release backwards, the focus is also backwards to me as a Canon user. So, you know, it's a lot to get used to. This camera, though, also has quite a few features that you wouldn't expect, and mine is specialized. I'll show you. Here is a clip here where I'm looking through the viewfinder, and you'll see that there is a square to one side. Now, there's also some guidelines around it. If I am recalling correctly, that was an 8x10 photo guide with like a framing assist to help you for school photography, because this is where this camera came from, a school photography place. And, you know, obviously companies move through different cameras as they go, and this was one of them that they were moving, and I got it. It's definitely a cool thing to have because now I can, you know, have like a little cheat code for my portraits, right? I'll manually focus probably a lot for portraits, even though this lens is actually really accurate. And, you know, let's just frame it up, take the shot, good. I did notice some interesting things with this camera when I first took it out because there's a setting for lens optimization and it's set to auto. And I learned after Googling, Google AI of all things helped with this. It was like, hey, you should check your lens optimizer settings. And I did a little bit of digging and there's this PDF that I got online. And Kodak's like, yeah, here's the lens database that you need to know. Yeah, this lens that I use, it was actually down the list, typoed, and it's like Nikon 2.8 f2.8D. I'm like, great, the lens is misspelled. What does it need? It's like, well, its auto setting puts it to type 1, because there's type 1, type 2, or type 3 in the options menu. It's like, but you should really use type 2. Then why not just ship it with type 1 just set to type 2 so I don't have to worry? Because the starting photos that I took off this camera were interesting. They had like a cool color on one side of the frame and then a like magenta cast or warmer color. Not warmer, I guess, yeah, more towards like a magenta purple on this side if I'm recalling correctly. And I was like, okay, is the camera broken? It shouldn't be, no. Like these were really specialized things, so I doubt that there's no setting that is just on that's making it weird. And yeah, I guess some lenses you have to just change this optimizer setting because it doesn't work right. Go me. So if I ever have to change my lens, I have to go change that setting again. I'm not doing this out of just like pain of doing it. I actually had an itch there. So what I do like about this camera is when you turn it on, I'm not going to do that to waste battery life because I'm going to be taking this out in a minute, just this afternoon, and we're going to go and probably take some pretty lackluster photos. But, you know, it's important to show it off a little bit. When you're going through settings, this screen, like, so yeah, so this is your main screen, and the settings will be on there. But then this screen will tell you what the setting does. So it's like, what does this setting do? Instead of like on a modern camera on like on Canon, I think the M50 does that. Yeah, it's just like you hover over the setting and it tells you. But this just displays it straight up on a screen right below it. It's like, it does this. It's like, that's the coolest thing ever, dude. And then when you're using it in the shooting modes, it gives you all of your current, like, okay, how many shots you have left, your settings. It's, yet again, the 2000s were outthinking us. I do love it. And it's a built-in diopter, actually, which is pretty nice. Most things did around there, but, you know, it's good. I've come to the realization how important diopters are, because my vision keeps changing, but not in this eye, thankfully. What else can I say about this camera besides its horribly long startup time, which, yeah, it takes a while. It starts up, does its whole DCS 14, and then it's like, I have the 512 megabyte upgrade on this camera too, so it just says that down there, stays there, and then it says camera recalibrating. Don't expect to use this camera within like 30 full seconds when you start it up for just like when you're out, like, oh, I want to take a photo, turn it on, you're gonna wait. You might as well just leave it on, let the battery life run down, and that's it. Anyways, I don't have much more to say about this right now because it's still very new to me. I'm just excited and I wanted to show you this cool camera. I even have the box down there. Oh, I'm so excited. I should probably put the little the wrist strap on. It came with the wrist strap, and like I got the neck strap too. How cool is that? Like, how cool is that? Oh, right, I got some ideas for this camera. I don't know where I put them, but they were over there. I wrote down a couple ideas I want to do. One of them was I want to do an ISO test, where it's the default ISO, like the base ISO is 80, all the way up to, then you can go to 400. Of course, you can try going further, and it actually will like kind of show, but then it just quickly brings it back to 400. It's 80 to 400 on these. They definitely were a slow camera, and the noise is not great. It's fine, but what's bad is the shadow detail. If there's any things, like if you're taking a photo of somebody in completely black clothing like this, you're gonna see some artifacts. It's kind of nasty. You'll see what I mean. But the other thing I wanted to do, other than that, was I wanted to test this in like the JPEG output mode against, wait for this. You're excited, I bet. I'm just kidding. Nobody probably would expect this. The Kodak EasyShare C300. They both spit out JPEGs. Well, this one if you want it to. But this is 3.2, and this can go down to about 3 point something megapixel JPEGs, along with the RAW. You can shoot RAW plus JPEG, which is cool. But I want to compare, as these are both from the same few year gap in Kodak image technology, I'm sure. Yeah, this thing can take 32 gigabyte compact flash cards. That's kind of insane to me. Anyway, I want to compare the JPEGs because how similar are they? Wouldn't that be hilarious if this thing just took, you know, slightly better focused shots than that thing? Because I don't know. I'm just thinking ahead of myself. I'm like, oh boy. But yeah, no, I think that would be a fun test to do. Take it out as like a landscape challenge and be like, okay, here we are. Let's see which one takes the better 3 megapixel JPEGs. I don't have any batteries. That thing takes 2 AA's. I don't have any AA's. Yes, I do. They're in my Oculus Rift controllers. Yeah, I can pull them. I can pull them from there. Okay, this video has been dragging on for so long. Sorry, my energy's here. I drink a lot of caffeine, let's put it that way. But let's go out and have some fun, shall we? It's honestly a really fun area to take photos in because there's a lot of symmetry you can line up on both sides. But yeah, no, we are in here to show the dynamic range, or lack thereof, of this camera. So, but hey, at least the colors are good. Yeah, it's a relaxing place to be. The battery's still at full, and no signs of slowing down on the camera. You know, this new old stock battery may have actually been better than I thought, so that's great, because I had it on the whole time, because I didn't want to restart it, and I was just walking around, and it looks like I took, through my hour walk, like 62 photos, I think, and obviously I took a couple extra for some subjects, and we'll see what it looks like later. Now I have to bike really far back home. Well, here we have something from new when I was still like 10 years old, but now I'm getting it at a couple days to 30. Taking photos on this camera is unique. I would say the photo taking experience is quite good, but you do have to worry about your metering a lot more. It really is kind of like, I'd say, a couple iterations old Ektachrome, but in a camera. The colors definitely are very vibrant, very nice, pleasing, and the highlights, they don't try and hide the fact that they blow very fast. So you can pick your shadows or your highlights, much like old slide film, take your pick. And this lens, look at this. I don't know if it's the lens doing that, but the halation? This is the only lens I have for this camera, so I'd have to investigate. But it has so much character overall. I guess that's the only word I think of for this. But the photos have a deep quality to them. I quite like it. It's an artistic look for sure, and you do have to wrestle with the controls a bit to bring the most out of it without sacrificing the image, because there isn't that much to work with. But when you nail it, you do nail it. I was just happy that I got all these shots, and I'm happy with them, considering I only had one lens, and it's not a zoom lens, which to me is horrifying. I hope you enjoyed this.